Thanks for joining me right here on the channel. The solution is you. I really do appreciate each of you just for stopping by. If you enjoy the content, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. With that, let me go ahead and get into today's subject. Now, the topic of today, four situations that will make her blast from 0 to 100. Now, men, I know it's our goal to ensure that our woman is happy and that she has everything that she needs. It's nothing like a dissatisfied woman around the house. You definitely don't want to find yourself in a situation where your woman is not being pleased. She is complaining about the things that is going on in your presence or things that you are not paying attention to. So it's very important to stay focused on your woman and to communicate with her often to ensure that she is totally satisfied. But before I get into today's subject, let me say that when we talk about staying focused, how many of you have been out on the road and let's say you're on the freeway and you're cruising and the speed limit is about 70, and for the majority of your trip, let's say your trip is about 45 minutes or about 30 minutes into your trip, you've been paying attention to the speedometer just to make sure that you're not going over the speed limit. Now, usually you're allowed to go about 5 over the limit without any officers pulling you over. But for the majority of your trip, about 30 minutes into your 45-minute trip, you've been paying attention, you've been focused on your surroundings, you've been maintaining a decent speed. But how many of you have found yourself drifting into a daydream while you're driving? Any of you have really paid attention to this, not really understanding of how you can drive a vehicle and there are many cars around and other obstacles and you're going at, let's say, about 75 miles per hour, and you're in a daydream just thinking about something from the past or something you're going to be doing later, or just something just comes into your mind and you're just totally daydreaming, but you're maintaining the vehicle. How many of you have noticed that at some point in time, that you can just maintain your focus of driving at the same time that you're daydreaming? It's a really funny feeling just to know that that's happening. But how many of you have done this and then you look in your review mirror and you see the police have their lights lit up right behind you? And so you quickly look at your speedometer and you're going 15 over the speed limit. Any of that ever happened to you? Where you just cruising and you just happen to be daydreaming, but you were going the speed limit the majority of your trip, and just for a split moment, you happen to just be going 15 miles over the speed limit, and the police pulls you over, and you're saying to yourself, but I was paying attention the whole time. And it was just a split second that you got caught, and now you're getting a ticket. So it's just very important to stay focused on something as simple as driving, things that we do each day, because when you're not focused, it could definitely cost you. Now, let me go ahead and get into the four situations that will make her blast from 0 to 100. Now, like I mentioned earlier, you definitely want to stay focused on your woman, because when things go left, it doesn't take much for her to go from 0 to 100. So let me go ahead and start with the first scenario, which is actually number 4. So number 4 cruising for a collision. So, men, sometimes your woman can be so nice that she lets you drive her car. I know there's a lot of guys in this situation. You may be a guy, you have your own car, uh, and you may be a guy who maybe you're going to get a car in the next 6 months or so. But until you get that car, your woman has opted for you to drive her car because it's no big deal. She can just ride with one of her homegirls wherever she has to go, and you can use the car to get to work or wherever, whatever the situation is. So your woman is letting you drive a car, and sometimes some guys, they will use the car to actually go and take care of business. So that means you're going to go back and forth. Maybe it's for business purposes and you're handling business. Maybe you're signing some contracts or something, or you're dropping off some parcels at the post office. This could also be a situation where you need to run errands to get a few items for the house. Maybe you're fixing up some things on the house, so you need to go to the closest store to buy the parts or something that you need, or maybe you need to go to the auto parts store just to get a few items for the vehicle. But after time, depending on the type of guy that you are, you may find yourself taking your woman for granted. So that means you are using the car to stop by some other woman's house. So, in these types of situations, we've all seen videos of or been in situations where you have maybe a partner or something that has got caught up in a situation where he's using the car to go see some other woman, and he got busted. And so this is a situation where his woman creeped up on him and found him over some other woman's house. Maybe her car was parked outside. So, that's a situation that can definitely blow up in your face. But a situation that can definitely make your woman blow from 0 to 100 is a situation where you're taking the woman for granted and you're over another woman's house just chilling and comfortable, and maybe you are in this woman's house with the car parked outside. But in this particular situation, your woman has suspected something, and she's using her homegirl to 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 slide by to see what you're doing. Maybe they're following you around, or maybe there was word that her car was located, with some woman or something like that. So she's decided to follow you around. And this particular time, you just happen to be grabbing you a bite to eat or something, and you're sitting at the lake or something like that, and she's pulled up on you, and she jumps out, and just so happens that you have the woman that you're cheating with behind the wheel of your woman's car. Now, this might be the moment where you definitely wish this was only a daydream. Number 3, shifting for a sample. So as I mentioned before, a lot of relationships start at the workplace. This is where many of us spend the majority of our time. This is also a place where a lot of flings start. But your woman is one who can throw down in the kitchen. She's no stranger to putting on an apron and fixing some of the best pork chops, mashed potatoes, cornbread. So your woman can really put it down in the kitchen. So every day that you go to work, she's fixing you a homemade meal. It's nothing like a homemade meal. How many of you guys right now are taking homemade meals with you to work? So at the workplace, there's a lot of gorgeous women that are walking around. These are women that may not be in relationships, or This could be a particular woman that you have met at the workplace that is having some relationship trouble. So she's always eyeing you down and wanting to hang around you around lunchtime. So each time that you see her, it's right at lunchtime. So she comes and she sits next to you in the cafeteria. Now, on this particular day, you have pork chops, mashed potatoes, and the nice jiffy cornbread. And with this meal, you notice that the woman doesn't have anything to eat. She actually has one of those microwave dinners. And you notice that she doesn't eat much. And in the past, she's been complaining about a relationship and that she can't keep a man and that or a man is doing her wrong and that she doesn't have much money to eat. And so you take it upon yourself to give her the meal that your woman has made, and this woman is eating your woman's food. So, you thinking that, your woman, she won't know. And besides, you are doing a great service to help out this woman who's in need, who's going through all of these trials and tribulations with relationships. You're doing a good deed, so you're helping her out. So this woman is sat down with you at the table and she's eating the pork chops, mashed potatoes, and the cornbread. And she said, "Ooh, this is delicious. I didn't know you could throw down like this." And so you're in the moment and you telling her, "Oh, you didn't know? This is how I get down." And so she's really appreciating all this food because guess what? The guys that she has been with has never thrown down like this. So she's licking her fingers and you done bought her a drink, cold drink, and now she has a cold drink to go with that nice meal. And so everything is cool. So now, you're back at the house with your woman and everything is great. And, the job that you work at, is really not far away. I mean, it's just like less than 15 minutes away from your house. So, everything is lovely. So you're getting good cooking at the house, and then, you go to work and you providing a roof over your family's head. Everything is good. And your woman is making sure that you are taken care of when you go to work. So now you have the day off and it's in the evening time. So let's say it's about 6:30 in the evening, and you and your woman decide that, you know what? How about we go to the store and get some food that you're going to be needing for your dinner for the next day that you go to work. So you and your woman jump in the car and you arrive at the store. Both of you jump out of the car and y'all are talking, y'all are happy, everything's going great. Now, just as you are about to go into the store, the woman that has been going through all these issues and stuff, she's on her way out of the store. And she happens to catch you with your woman going in the store. And so she greets you. She say, "Hey, how you doing? I didn't know you live around here." And you like, "Yeah, yeah. As a matter of fact, this is my woman right here. And we're about, to go in the store and get a few items." She like, "Hey, pleased to meet you." So she's greeting your woman and everything. She's like, "Hey, pleased to meet you. Hey, let me tell you, you got a great man here. Let me tell you, this man makes the best pork chops, and those mashed potatoes was so nice. And don't get me started on that cornbread. That cornbread was so soft. Don't let this man go. All right, y'all, I'm out. Y'all have a good day. And I'll talk to you tomorrow at work." and the woman walks off. Now your woman is looking at you crazy, trying to figure out how she knows about how the food tastes. Number two, the bestie breakdown. So, the good thing about when you have a woman that you really enjoy and you spend a lot of your time with her, this is a woman that you get along with and you guys seem to do everything together, and you go through your ups and downs, but no more than any other couple. And the thing about couples is that usually for men, this happens with women, but for definitely with men, you have a nickname for your woman. So you might call her sweet thing. So when you're out and you're doing something, maybe you're out at the park or something, sweet thing, come on over here. Or if you're around your friends or something, hey man, y'all don't know about sweet thing. Sweet thing takes care of all my needs. Yeah, you could be, with your family or something. Maybe you with your sister, you know what I'm saying, or something, and you're letting her know that you got a nickname for her, and your sister is kind of cracking jokes at the nickname that you have for your woman. But it's all fun and games. But at the end of the day, it's all about love and the respect that you have for your woman. But guys, sometimes, especially if you haven't been with your woman for that long and you have one of these nicknames for her, this may be a woman that wants to introduce you to or wants you to meet one of her closest girlfriends. So maybe this is a girlfriend that has just moved to the area or something, and she wants you to meet her girlfriend, just so that you can become acquainted with some of the people that she knows. So this is a perfect opportunity for the three of you to go to dinner, and you and your woman and this homegirl of hers, you're going to meet up for dinner, and this is going to be the perfect way for you to meet and have some conversation and just enjoy the afternoon. And usually, guys, when you meet a woman, especially if you just met her, you're trying to get an idea of how her girlfriend will look, because you're trying to see what type of women she hangs around, or what her actual taste is. So if you got a real fly honey, you're going to expect maybe that the woman is going to be fly. Maybe if you have a woman that's not that flashy, then you're going to think that maybe the person she's going to introduce you to is going to be somewhat mediocre as far as the looks. It doesn't take away from the person's personality, but it's just something that you visualizing in your mind. So you and your woman are on the way to one of the closest restaurants that you're going to meet up and meet her homegirl. And so while you're driving, you kind of visualizing in your mind of how the woman would look. So you're kind of saying to yourself in your mind, you're thinking, this woman, she's going to be all right. My woman, she's cool, but, she ain't no starstruck type model, so the woman probably is just going to be kind of right in the middle. That's kind of like what you're thinking to yourself. A lot of men do this. A lot of men visualize what your woman's homegirl may look like when she's going to introduce you to them. I don't know why this is done, but it's done. And so you pull up at the restaurant with your woman, y'all jump out, y'all go into the restaurant. Now, you get the table, so you pull the chair out for your woman, and then you two are seated, and you're still waiting on her homegirl to show up. So you're looking at the menu in the meantime, you're kind of looking at your watch, and you're looking at the menu trying to decide, on the appetizer you will have. And finally, the woman, she walks up to the table, and you look up. Now, the woman is about 5'8", nice chocolate tone, shoulder length hair, has a nice smile, the whitest teeth, has a hourglass shape, has on a really nice skirt with the jewelry and accents to go with it. She smells very good, and she comes up to the table and she's greeting both of you, and your woman jumps up and she's like, "Hey girl." So they go and they hug, and she's introducing you to her homegirl, and her homegirl actually gives you a hug. So you go in for the hug, and you notice that the woman is soft, extra soft when you get in the hug. And because you right at her neck, you can smell the scents coming right off the neck. And she kind of looks back at you as you getting up off the hug. She looks at you right in your eyes, and you're looking at her eyes, and the eyes are nice and brown, and she's smiling. So you hurry up and you sit back down, then you look at your woman to see, if she caught that. But everything seems to be normal, so everybody's now seated and everybody has the menu. And so at this point, the waiter has come over and he's taken the orders from you three, and now they're going back to get the food. And so y'all having casual conversation at the table. You're laughing and talking about, your woman is doing most of the talking because she's talking about, how women do. They start talking about things that happened 8 years ago, things that happened in high school or whatever. So you just letting them talk back and forth, and you kind of just looking down and kind of looking around and kind of listening in here and there. So finally the food comes out. So you rubbing your hands and you're like, okay, it's time to get down. So you're starting to eat food or whatever. And your woman is like very happy and very excited. And so you guys are about to eat, and you have like one of the best steaks in town. So your woman is getting her silverware together. She's put on her little napkin or handkerchief, right on her lap or whatever. And now y'all about to eat, and the drinks on the table. So the woman, she's sitting next to your woman, and but you're sitting right across from her, and your woman is sitting between you two. So you're right eye to eye with her homegirl, and then your woman is sitting right to the left of you, right in the middle. So y'all are talking and everything and having a great time. And so her homegirl is asking you questions about how did y'all meet and where did you meet, and is everything going great and all of this. And so you really mesmerized about how good the girl is looking, because she really was way above what you were thinking in your mind on the way over. So as the conversation goes forward, the excitement starts to build, and her homegirl makes a sudden move on the table and she knocks the drink over. And you hurry up and you jump up and you say, "That's all right, sweet thing, I got it." And now you caught yourself as soon as you said that. You kind of caught yourself, and at the corner of your eye, you see your woman. She's about to go in and cut the steak. But as soon as you said, "Sweet thing, I got it," your woman is at mid-cut level, and you see her eyeing you down, but you try to play it off and try to continue and clean up everything, knowing that you done messed up. You have to be very careful and make sure that you don't put yourself in a situation that can make your woman go from 0 to 100. And number one of the 4 situations that will make her blast from 0 to 100, from misdial to misery. So the thing about technology is that It can save you time. It can make you a lot of money. Advanced technology these days can do a lot of things that can be very productive for you. But just like it can work for you in the most positive ways, it could also work against you. So, in the event that, let's say, you are getting ready for work, you and your woman, y'all go to work about the same time. Maybe you use the same vehicle. Maybe you use the car to drop your woman off. And then after you drop her off, you go to work. And then once you get off work, you go and you pick your woman up. You know, y'all have shifts that are pretty much the same hours, but you utilize one car. A lot of couples do this. But let's say you're getting ready in the morning and your woman, she's pretty efficient, so she can get ready pretty fast. You know, it's unusual women sometimes because women like to take their time in the mirror, like to put the makeup on. You could be waiting on them about 30, 45 minutes for them to get ready, and they're still not ready. But this woman, she has a tendency to get ready before you. So when she's ready, what she likes to do is she likes to go ahead, start the car up, sit in the car, and wait for you to come on out. So therefore, the car is ready to go and you can jump in and get to driving. So while she's in the car waiting on you, she's listening to her jams through the stereo in the car. And you know, a lot of people, what we like to do, we like to pair up our phone with the car. A lot of times, everybody's doing that now. So your woman is sitting out in the car and you are taking your time in the house getting ready. Now, you have been doing things that you thought was slick, things that you believed that your woman wouldn't figure out. So you've been making phone calls to another woman when your woman is not around. I know there's a lot of guys who have done this. You do the sneak calls. So when your woman is out to the store, you do a sneak call to that other honey, check up on her, see how she's doing, get off the phone before your woman get back home. This could be a situation where your woman is going to go out. She's going to be running a quick errand somewhere. Maybe she's going to go pick up the kids or something. You're going to call one of your other women up and you're going to be making plans or something with her and you're going to get off the phone call. Sometimes when you're doing this, you tend to get desperate. Maybe this is a situation, a woman that you just met, and you sometimes when you just meet a side piece, they're putting you in situations of desperation because they know that you want to get to the goods immediately. So they might be like, hey, call me at this time. If you don't call me at this time, I can't guarantee you anything. So it's morning and maybe your side piece has a schedule that is very busy. So the only time you can reach her is like about 6 a.m. or something at the same time that you and your woman are about to go out the door to go to work. So your woman is sitting in the car listening to her jams on the stereo in the car, and you're in the house and you've just met this woman who's now your side piece, and you know pretty soon you're going to be hooking up to try to get access to the goods, and her schedule is so busy. So now you're going to use this time while your woman's in the car. You're going to pull out your cell phone because this is just the first time that you're calling this woman. You're going to pull out your cell phone and you're going to go and do a sneak call to this woman to try to kind of set something up maybe for later that day or the weekend or something, because this is the only phone call that you can make. And you're on this call, so you're talking to her, and she answers the phone. Your woman's in the car, so the side piece answers the phone, and you're like in the back room or something, and you're asking her how she's doing and how she's feeling and what she's wearing and all of this stuff. And you're kind of getting off the phone trying to see if your woman has come in or anyone else is trying to come through. But you're kind of going back and forth talking to the woman, but you're trying to make it quick. So you're really not paying attention because you're so nervous about if you're going to get busted or not. And in the midst of you kind of going back and forth trying to determine if anybody's going to come in on you, you didn't realize that the call had transferred out to the car. So now the side piece is describing everything that she's wearing and talking about all that you're going to be missing. But all of this is being transferred out through the car stereo, and your woman is listening to all of this. So as soon as you hang up the phone, because you're thinking maybe she done hung up, the side piece is hung up or something. So now you grabbing the key, you grabbing your house keys and everything, and you're locking everything up, and you run out to the car, and your woman is looking at you in serious disgust. And you ever had that feeling where you know that this is a look that could only spell misery and trouble for you? And in your mind, you're playing out all the scenarios of why your woman is looking the way she's looking. And then just for a moment, it occurred to you to why the call had suddenly seemed to go dark. You ever been in this situation? This might be a time to call the side piece back and find out if there's extra room where she's staying. I thank you for listening to me today. Please understand that the solution is you. With that, have a great day.